Vaporizing is the most efficient way to consume your herb. The lower temperatures that are used while vaporizing mean that almost all of the active ingredient gets extracted from your herb, while with smoking, the high temperatures actually destroy a large part of that active ingredient, which is just a huge waste. A little tiny amount of herb, like 0.1 grams, can give you multiple hits or even multiple sessions for some users. A quality vaporizer like the Firefly 2 can cost you a lot of money initially, but you'll be amazed at the dramatic reduction in flower that you'll experience, and the money that you spend on a vaporizer will be recuperated very quickly. Full spectrum extraction. The active ingredients in your favorite flowers are very complex, and there's a lot of subtlety in each strain that gives you the effects. The high temperatures of smoking destroys many of these ingredients, meaning you get a more generic or less nuanced effect from your material. Vaporizing allows you to truly experience each strain as it was intended, from flighty sativas to overwhelmingly powerful indicas. You'll feel the effects of each individual strain. This should really be the main reason to switch. It is a far healthier way to consume versus smoking. The process of vaporizing is very simple. It's turning the active ingredients in your flower into a warm vapor that you can then inhale to feel the effects. You're simply breathing in that warm air that consists of mainly active ingredients. There is no combustion taking place whatsoever. You don't have to breathe in hot smoke, which can really irritate your lungs after some time. Long-term or even heavy-duty vaporizer users can still run marathons or cycle long distances if they take care of themselves otherwise. Your lungs won't suffer like they will when you smoke. But hey, I'm not a doctor. Don't take health advice from some guy on the internet. I used to think that I smoked some tasty herb until I vaped some tasty herb. The heat of smoking destroys so many of the terpenes, and it greatly reduces any flavor that you're going to get out of your flower. I find that when I'm smoking, most strains taste more or less the same. Sometimes it's good, sometimes not so much, but I can't really pick out the intricacies of one strain from another similar strain. With vaping, however, the flavor is one of my favorite aspects. Each strain is so unique, and you can really appreciate properly grown and cured product. Smoking flower stinks, but I, and I'm sure many of you, really like that smell. But for some situations, it calls for more discretion. There's really no great way to hide or eliminate the smell when you're puffing on a big chonger. I'm sure everyone has experienced a sudden, unmistakable whiff, but you look around and there's no one in sight. It's amazing how the smell carries, and it's a super identifiable smell as well. However, with vaporizing, the smell of the vapor you're blowing out is a fraction of what smoking produces. The smell itself is very different too. The most common description is burnt popcorn, but I think it's a pretty unique smell, but popcorn-ish for sure. If you're indoors, someone might come in and smell it mid-sesh or immediately after, but if you're in the outdoors, you should be home free. Remember being in high school and somebody came into class and you immediately know they were ripped because they just reeked? Smoking herb really sticks to your hands and your clothing. Even your hair can retain the smell. If you're at home, it's no big deal, but in a school or work environment, that can be an issue. And in general, I like to consume, but I don't like to advertise, you know? Vaping will not stick to your clothing and your body at all. A breath mint or a piece of gum after, and you are free and clear. Also, you can easily air out a room with an open window and a fan in a couple of minutes after a vape session. But do not kid yourself. There is definitely a smell when you're vaping, it's just greatly reduced.
Vaping doesn't get me high. Yeah, f***ing right. Vaping will get everybody messed up. There are no exceptions to that rule. It doesn't feel exactly like smoking, and that can throw some people off if that's what they're used to. But once people have converted or have really given it a try with an open mind, the effects can knock you into next year. As you're getting full spectrum extraction and consuming almost pure active ingredient, you will feel the full potential that the plant has to offer. If you're not looking for those intense effects, just reduce your consumption to your desired level. I have yet to meet anyone who could handle a few massive vape exhale rips and not feel anything. Fake news.
I can't feel it when I vaporize. Okay, this one might carry a little more weight. The effects of vaporizing are very different than smoking. The most basic analogy is that smoking affects you in the body and vaping affects you in the head. When you take a massive bong rip, you are hit with an immediate and powerful cloudiness. The drooping eyelids, the giggles, it's a very noticeable feeling that we're all very familiar with and enjoy. But with vaping, the effects are much more cerebral, and you won't notice that same stoniness or couch lock that you get with smoking, even when you're vaping indicas. You certainly feel the relaxing characteristics, and don't confuse this as a binary situation where it's either head or body. There are aspects of both with smoking and vaporizing. But I can vape all day long and work, go to the gym, interact with people, and you wouldn't know that I've been vaping. But if I've been smoking all day long, I can guarantee you this. At some point, I'm ordering pizza, and at a later point, I'm taking a nap. It's not better or worse on this one, just different, but I much prefer vaporizing. I hope this has shown you some clear reasons why vaporizing should be considered. It's efficient, tasty as hell, and the effects can be off the charts. You and your house won't stink, and you might just find yourself a new hobby. But really, more than anything, switching to vaporizing is making a better decision for your health, and that's always something worth considering.